before 2 years, actually, I have been working with a company. So I was only a developer in that project. Actually, I had manifested the particular salary. I had asked for a 300% hike. So before a week, like, I got a mail from that 2 years back client that we were impressed on your work. So we want you to join our company, and we will provide you this salary XYZ, that whatever I have decided. I'm so surprised.
I had a dream where my daughter, who was sitting for the medical entrance, and she started doing the meditation. We started doing sort of a vision board. We started visualizing as if, she got her results. She got a very good grades. She was wearing a stethoscope around her. We started living in a completely different world. So on the day of the results, she had extremely good results. And can you imagine, at the end, she had 3 offers the same day from 3 top universities in England.
I had this pain it's called the cubital syndrome. It's a pinching of the nerve. I just did this affirmations, right? That I'm completely healed. Like constantly I was doing that, right? And I had an appointment with the doctor, and the doctor said there's nothing wrong, that I don't need any kind of procedures or anything, and it'll heal itself. It's just like a little bit of a thing, doing meditation and manifesting and that affirmation, that helped a lot.
I manifested for a job. I make a vision board. I started visualizing all the things, how my interviews are going well, and started converting my limiting thoughts to empowering thoughts. And this week, I got 2 offer letters. Yeah, I am so happy for this.
I would like to share from my daughter's perspective, actually. So she was writing a step 1 exam to go to US after her MBBS. Actually, I had heard from you, Chandra sir, that always you create your own reality through your thoughts. So I was constantly telling her that you create your reality. So just focus within, and whatever you feel will come through. She did that. Through that period, she was meditating, and constantly she was, inside, she was believing that she'll make it. And she really did well. Like, she got through it.
Good morning, good afternoon, and very good evening to all the masters and friends, and welcome to day 17 of this 21-day miracle program. Yesterday, our guest speakers, Rajiv sir and Meghaji, shared their life experience and how Rajiv sir were able to get so many big projects through power of manifestation, which is so amazing. So today, let's continue our learning with Chandra sir. Welcome, sir, and over to you.
Happy morning, dear friends and masters. Great afternoon, evening. Mukthabhimani mukto hi baddho, baddhabhimanyaha. E vadantim satyeha ya mati sa gatir bhavet. There is a shloka from Ashtavakra, a master, from Advaita Vedanta, from ancient Indian scriptures. Muktabhimani mukto hi baddho, baddhabhimanyaha means if you feel you are free, mukta means liberation, moksha, mukti. If you think you are free, muktabhimani mukto hi baddho, that means if you think you are free, then you are free. What you feel is what you become. I'm liberated. If you have that kind of feeling, is what you become. If you feel that I'm tied up, I've got so many things to do, it's not happening. People are not letting me do things. Always I have so much suffering. Only I have suffering. Life is so difficult. All of them feel you're not free. Suffering is there. But this great sage is saying, and from Vedic scriptures, from the Vedas, Muktabhimani mukto hi baddho. But it is you who is causing it, because if you feel you are free, then you are free. Baddhabhimanyaha. If you feel you are tied, you are not free, then you are that. This is the truth, has been said. Yamati sagatir bhaved. That means it's saying, Yamati, the way your buddhi, the intellect is sa gatir bhaved. That's how your gati means your life is, future is. Mati is buddhi. Sabko sanmati de Bhagwan. Raghupati Raghava Raja Ram. Pratita Pavana Sita Ram. Ishwara Allah de Rebha. Sabko sanmati de Bhagwan. Sabko sanmati de Bhagwan. In Mahatma Gandhi's singing always, to everybody, sanmati de Bhagwan. Give the right intellect. Mati means buddhi, intellect, the ability to reason it out, ability to differentiate between right and wrong. The intellect is there, that means your understanding is there, then you will come to a conclusion that I am causing my suffering by myself, or I am free by myself with my own thinking. This has an important connotation towards our creation. All those young students, when they're saying, or now youth, then they're saying that I thought about it, I created it for myself. I came to this meditation, then of course I started dreaming, visualizing, or whatever. I put my intention, I drew my vision board, I did this, then I became, and I'm able to have that into my life. Observation manifests possibilities. We understand from quantum physics. Then, of course, there are so many leaders who always say, man is nothing but the product of his or her thought. Mahatma Gandhi ji. And this is my favorite, which is like the Ashtavakra from Henry Ford. If you think you can do, you are right. But if you think you can't do, you are still right. We decide. Whatever you decide is what is true. That's what they are saying. Now we step back and say, how is that possible? Just because I think I can do it, will happen. I'll get a lot of money tomorrow. Or all my problems will go away. Try. Why tomorrow? Arbitrarily we put tomorrow. Why tomorrow? Are you okay when it happens 3 days later? Then leave the time. One wants an experience, and then when we don't time box ourselves and say tomorrow or yesterday or no, this should happen right now, and then you work for it. Your liberation is in your hand. Liberation is suffering-free life. Everyone is working for that, that if there's a purpose, if we all are here to be in happy state, that it happens through manifestation of things, through drawing experiences, and that's with us. Thoughts create reality. We understood then it's about driving and channelizing a thought in a proper direction. I cannot live without this. Yes, you create reality. You cannot live without that. If that thing goes, then what happens? I cannot live without this. That thought also drives certain experience. Yes, you cannot live without this. So if that thing is not there, which is always impermanent, then there is a problem. Now, how will you live? Because you yourself have created a situation where you said, I cannot live without you, without this, without that. That thought is also true. When we're holding on to things that are temporary, and of course they're not going to be there after a little while. My son is not going to be there after a little while. My dad is not going to be there. Okay, so I cannot live without you. And then you say that they're not there, then there has to be, you cannot live is what we said. So then thereafter, life is going to deteriorate because you cannot live. That mati, that buddhi must elevate, that they understand what is that making me cause and think that way, that I cannot live without you, without that. When it is so temporary, impermanent, it must raise itself to have the right thought. Having a great life, with everything is here, whenever nothing is there, also I continue to have my life because what I think is what becomes true. So then we won't utter such things. I miss you all the time. Oh, everything is missed. What? When that word has to be, it really has to come from the right intellect. But life is so great when you're there. When you're not there, it is just so not something we say. Then what does that mean? We're not understood. Muktha Bhimani Mukta Hibuddha. We're not understood that. Vakshetra is imperfect, means somewhere deep inside we still believe if somebody is not there, it's going to be, we lose. It's a great nation loss. When you feel something is a great loss to somebody, then the loss, how do you experience loss? In not having many things. Now it has to show up. My team member that no longer is there and say, oh, it's a great loss to me. That means you're saying without the team member, then there is going to be an experience they're going to miss. And you will miss now. Is that what we want? We don't want to miss experiences just because somebody is leaving. But then why do you say have a great loss? In the infinity, how can there be great loss? If Mukta Maniya, thoughts create reality, is true, then how can there be loss? There is the science of thinking has to be applied to every word we utter. And every word is causing more of it, is influencing more of it. When my intention is to not have a loss, then I won't utter the word of loss, because that if it is coming, that means deep inside I believe that there is a loss from me. But then, on the contrary, what you say is what you create. And so then can I be aware to step back? So these youngsters, when they change their mindset, and you understand a change of mindset, shift your mindset towards thinking and speaking about experiences that you care for and not those that you don't care for, things that you do not necessarily have, then we are very clear about where our attention is. Then we said on Monday that your power of intention, your thoughts have creation, and so then direct your intention appropriately, don't have conflicting intentions. Be decide on one thing, not on many, many things where your energy is dissipated among so many. That one thing, when you focus, and then it bubbles up, becomes greater and greater, then all else will be noticed. This is the case. We're saying focus are not on many, many things. Focus on a few things that are very important. And those very important things that you focus on do not conflict with each other. One is asking you to go this direction, another is this direction. We will put these things together as 5 sutras of manifestation, science of manifestation. Let's understand that briefly after meditation, dear friends. That if my thoughts create reality, then how should I drive? And what are things that are causing me to just like that feel and think? What is that that's making me go away from the thought of what I'm looking to experience? And so how do what if I practice, then I will draw great experience into my life. I use the word experience. Because ultimately it's experiences, no good and bad. The 5 sutras of manifestation were quite popular. And of course, many of you probably are aware that we just talk through again after meditation. Relax yourself, dear friends. Sit comfortably. We're practicing breath mindfulness meditation. Our goal is in this meditation, is to empty the mind. We have body, we have mind, we have energy. The mind is a separator, not letting us experience that energy as it holds the form and then connects us to the senses or the real world out here. And so when you empty the mind of thought by withdrawing the senses and then closing your eyes and observing your breath, then we transcend the material experience and we go into this field of energy. We rest the mind deeply, so several physiological benefits while we mind. We have body, we have mind, meditation. Relax yourself. Hands comfortably rested in your lap. Resting your attention anywhere on the nose with your eyes closed, observe your normal, natural breath. When you observe the breath slowly, mind is empty. Be in the state of emptiness. In case you have thought, bring your attention back to the breath again. Relax yourself, dear friends. Dear friends, dear masters, the specs removed, eyes closed. with your fingers into fingers, hands comfortably rested in your lap. Observe your normal, natural in-breath and the out-breath. Observe your normal, natural in-breath and the out-breath. When you observe your breath, the thoughts are becoming lesser and lesser. You are becoming calmer and calmer. The mind is becoming emptier and emptier. allow yourself to experience that emptiness, calmness inside of you, all around you. And allow yourself to experience that emptiness, that energy. As the mind is becoming empty, all that liberated energy is channelized into the present moment. You develop greater mindfulness. This is energy. This is the quantum field of energy. The field of limitless possibilities. The longer you stay aware of this emptiness, energy, the more you tune in. To these possibilities, the more experiences you draw into your life. Merge into the emptiness of yourself. This is the field of all interconnectedness. This is the field of all knowingness. The longer you stay aware of this emptiness and energy, the more you know about yourself, the more you experience that connectedness. The more divine you become. Friends, at this time, let's express gratitude to all things and everybody. Gratitude is the highest state of receivership. Can you express gratitude to your parents, your teachers, mentors, to everybody in your life, your family, friends, colleagues? Be grateful to this grand nature, the bird, the fish, and the animals. Your gratitude to everything you use, the technology, the system, the companies, the governments. Give thanks and gratitude to yourself and to this intelligent universe, the quantum field. Gratitude is the ultimate state of receivership.
Gratitude before me, gratitude behind me, gratitude to the left of me, gratitude to the right of me, gratitude above me, gratitude below me, gratitude within me, grateful. I'm so 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 grateful.
Recollect your experiences from the session.
I'm so
How did you feel? What did you see? And whenever you're ready, with your hands on your eyes for 5 seconds, you may open your eyes. Okay, dear friends. Hope you enjoy the session. The 5 sutras of manifestation, science of manifestation, we are channelizing our thought power and channelizing our soul power. Channelizing our thought power, and they're also allowing to draw support from the field. In one of the videos, Patrici said manifestation is nothing but soul power and mind power combined. The best manifestation. Meditation helps in both. It helps us to connect with that power to draw. It helps us to channel as our thoughts are the mind power appropriately. So then it becomes beautiful. It not only drives, channelize the appropriately is the word. It channelizes the word things appropriately. It means righteously also. It's not creating a reality for me that makes your life very, very hellish. It's righteous also. We never create a reality like Hitler. And meditation is there combined with manifestation. So when youngsters take on these principles, well, it applies to everyone. Figuratively, you will say youngsters because there is so much more. They're just beginning to experience life differently as they're coming out of colleges, and they're going into colleges. Then there is so much life ahead beautifully. As you feel, it's all in me to create. And then I have tremendous amount of help that if I wish to take from this infinite field. If this understanding is there, miracles are there every day. So let me put up these charts about 5 sutras of manifestation. The first one is developing focus. When we are embarking on experience, greater experience of life, we call them projects, we call them businesses, we call them something very important as finding a partner, into a relationship, starting foundations. The first one is developing focus. Absolutely be focused towards what we're looking to have. Second one is developing openness to possibilities. No, focus is also, even somebody is on a path of knowing themselves. Now they say, I'm going to take a break 6 months, I'm going to find myself, I'll go somewhere. Again, the focus is always a challenge. Those who do not focus, halfway through, they here, go, and then go away from there. Focus and being open to possibilities, never concluding on things without having any reason. Don't conclude that something is not possible when there's no reason for you to even come to that conclusion. Visualize your future. Live the future ahead of time. Visualizing the future ahead of time now. Reprogram limitations. There are several limiting beliefs that everyone carries, which are fundamentally driving a lot of this negative, unwanted thought. So reprogram the limiting beliefs and accepting the current life the way it is. And however challenging, however difficult it is, accept it and express gratitude. Gratitude is a way to go into more acceptance. Gratitude is a way that reflects acceptance or acceptance state. Challenges may be there, but I recognize and say this is helping me to learn so I can go further. This is a reality because of my past, so that I'm here, and so that I accept. So many ways, when we develop our intellect, understanding, then we go into the acceptance, but this is a fundamental requirement of manifestation. So 5 sutras, focus, openness, visualization, belief reprogramming, and acceptance. Each of these are practiced by themselves independently. But each of them are greatly developed when somebody has meditation in their life. And someone has this, when someone inculcates the habit of knowing and learning more about life, so that wisdom, the spiritual science wisdom they learn, and the practice meditation regularly, then these 5 are theirs automatically. These 5 sutras of becoming focused, becoming very open, visualizing, ability to visualize the future at will with no doubt and limitation, and then removing and dropping all limiting beliefs, then going into acceptance state in every moment to moment, become natural. When we have meditation, when you have scientific spiritual wisdom that is there every day that we take it. So the first sutra is focus. Where is my attention? If I have 50,000 thoughts, and if those thoughts are jumping from point to point to point, I wake up and say, I'm going to be doing a great many things in my job today. I go there. Your tea break time, friends are coming and then telling, yesterday I read four of my friends earned $10,000 yesterday in stock market trading. Oh my God, this is such a powerful thing. And here I'm sitting, I'm saying, okay, so the whole month I work and then I get 4K, and then here these guys are getting 10K. So maybe that's what I should do. Then I go home and then download a lot of books about how to do stock market trading and start reading up. Three days later, then I'm there in a musical concert, and then I see her getting greatly inspired by this musician and playing on the tabla guitar. Then I feel like somewhere something stirs up from inside. And then I hear that if you go into this music, it just stirs you up, and then there is profound joy and happiness, and then you get so emotionally inspired. Then you say, I have to learn music, and this is real stuff. Look at it, just by doing so much joy and pleasure, then we go into that now. Then we go into something else, we go into something else. No focus. Jumping mind is taking us everywhere. There is a counter to it. Many times we do not have focus because we do not have this ability to really stay focused. And the emotional regulation is not there, then we jump everywhere. When we're finding it difficult and tough to go, then we don't have focus and we withdraw, which is because our abilities are not there, I cannot learn. If my health is a challenge, then there's no way I can be focused anyway. The distractions are there. There are many, many distractions are there. The distractions can be due to health reasons, due to environment reasons, because we don't have solid mind, then of course we get distracted. We get influenced by everybody. So we say that when you regularly meditate, meditation avoids all distraction because it is engaged from the past. It is engaged from the unwanted future, and so then it really brings us into the moment. When I say in meditation, as your mind becomes empty, all the liberated energy moves into the present moment. Every thought is energy, and if I have 50,000 thoughts, that means I'm losing so much energy. And meditation, as it is disengaged from the past, and thoughts come down, then all that energy has to go somewhere. It's all there here with you right now in the present moment. So meditation brings us into the present moment. Mindfulness is developed. We're in the moment. That energy, that means attention is here, right in the moment. My attention, rather than going here, there, is here in the moment. And where you place your attention is there you place your energy, your observation, and the conscious observer. Where you place, then your energy is right there. And so then that thing becomes real into your life. Manifestation happens. If I'm here while I'm doing a review of a document, if I'm here fully on it, then I get a great quality document. It's obvious, right? And so, dear friends, focus is greatly developed. The distracting mind going away here, there, dissipating energy, comes back completely as we regularly meditate. Now, the distracting mind going away is because of many aspects, and some of the physical aspects, or the physical energy is not being there. The body is not coping up well. Not feeling like I can learn when the brain becomes so rigid with all the stressful thinking. It's called neurorigidity. You have no chance to learn. You open up because you started a project. It asks you to learn everything about visa situation. It asks you to learn about new government regulations. You open and say, oh my God, it's so difficult to learn. I don't think I can do it, and then abandon it because we do not have the ability to learn. Brain is rigid. We think, oh no, now my young days is when I could learn, but now I do not have the ability because everything is going down. You think, and so we create it. Thinking makes it so. But then the thought came because our brain is neurologically is become very, very rigid. So something needs to happen there. It has to become more plastic, flexible to learn, because learning means making connections in the neural connections. And the neural connections are not getting formed. And then what do I do then? Meditation frees it up. Meditation develops neuroplasticity. So much of research is there that our neural networks are thickening and thickening and thickening for meditator. More are getting formed, more glue, and the neural liquid supply is formed with regular meditation. Means regularly calming ourselves, emptying ourselves. Meditation is one, going into nature walks is another, just experiencing some joyful moments with people or places and things is third, being in gratitude is fourth. All these tools are there. But all of them become natural when you meditate, one master process. The master key is meditation to gain everything. So the second principle here, dear friends, is developing openness to possibilities. Whoever was there that talk on quantum fields, quantum field theory last week, we said we're all one single field of energy, and then all that electrons and neutrons and whatever that is, and all of them are vibrating as energy by default, waves by default. But observation, when there is a conscious observer, they're becoming matter particles. Now, these electrons and neutrons and protons are infinite in nature. There are infinite of them, are the combinations, trillions and trillions and trillions and trillions. And so you take any combination of them, that becomes a newer experience. So that means the infinite possibilities are there in the field of quantum that any other possibility can come true with your observation. So anything can happen anytime. So openness means that I know that right now it seems like it may not be possible. It is 2 days only left for this quarter ending. And so how is it possible that the board meeting can happen for that company and they have to approve, and then they will have to issue it. They go to the finance, they have to prepare a PO, do the report, and then they'll send a PO to me, and so the deal will come to me. How is it possible? Not possible. 2 days left. It is called closeness. Even though there are only 2 days left and you've done your work. And so is it possible that many things come together and then you still have a PO, purchase order? Is it possible? The answer nobody can ever say that it's not possible. Who knows? They might have an overriding clause. Maybe the CEO simply takes by phone some of the approvals from the board and say, guys, I have to make this PO, I'm going to go forward. And they say, yes, you go forward. Send us an email, we'll just give you approval, and then we can record it as a meeting later, and so then do that. And it's over, it's happened instantaneously. And so then he's asking the finance guy and say, I would like you to stay through whole night, and then this is important, it happens. Who knows? You can't ever tell that something is going to happen or not happen until that moment. And so then why close unnecessarily beforehand? Be open till the moment. Many a times we close in on things based on our conclusions of something based on a past. So how does it happen? How do we develop with meditation? When we go in with meditation, as we are developing this concept of thoughts create reality is going more, the more you experiment about this concept, the more you start becoming open. Because when people say that miraculously this happened, one thing is sufficient. When you are not expecting, and when you're struggling with the backache or hormonal challenge for 20 years, and then you come into meditation, or that asthma that you struggle every season. In a place like Bangalore, you struggle for the whole year because that's 10 months is a season. And so then when you're there with it, and then suddenly this meditation does something, and then 2 months later you find like you're free of your asthma, and you say, wow, this is a miracle, this happened. And that's when this hits and say, okay, the next time I'm trying for something which again seems so impossible, but you become a little open. Oh, that happened, that miracle. Sorry, this is also possible. Become more open with experimentation. We experiment, experiment, and that happens, the next thing will happen. And the second, when you go into meditation every day, it is undoing that analysis that we kept holding on to. There is an analysis that said, oh, history said that, many, we read these reports and surveys. History said that, the last minute cases of sales closures are very slim. 90% of the time, if last 1 week you're not there, then you're not there. Some report is there. Within 1 week, you didn't have certain things, then it is your chance of succeeding is very low. That report says. This report says chance of succeeding is low, but we take it as okay, I don't have success. The report is only talking about possibilities. 90% of the people are not able to close deals if they didn't have certain thing in the last 1 week before the quarter. But the 90%, but you can be the 10%. The problem is most of the time we put ourselves on those possibilities where they don't happen. Oh, normally it takes 1 hour to drive. It's going to take 1 hour anyway. Conclude. When you are setting out to go onto the road, you don't have to conclude. You take guidance and then be open that it can take normally 1 hour, that day it can take 25 minutes. So when it's not necessary, why conclude? That's all it is, dear friends. When it's not necessary. When you conclude and say, absolutely it's going to take 1 hour, it will take 1 hour. I mean, at least you're not first allowing the possibility of it coming in less than time, because yourself is saying it always takes that. So manifestation, the most important, one of the important principles is to be open, do not unnecessarily conclude, close doors for yourself. If I did not write everything in my exam, did not attempt, if not delivered 100% of what I need to deliver for this project, I only did 90%, 10% is not there. Then we conclude and say, oh, the tomorrow's meeting is going to be tough because some architect asked for that X feature, which is in the 10% I'm not delivering. So they're going to raise that point. It's going to be horrible meeting. Can you be open and say, oh, that they're going to ask questions about this 90% we delivered, and so it's going to be a great meeting. There's a difference. Be open on the possibility of things going in the 90, then things not going right on the 10. What's good is it? What does it do? How does it serve us if I focus on the 10% which is not happening? And then it serves greatly when I focus on the 90 that's already happened. And so the review is great. What do we want? By default, we're directed towards attending to things that are not happening. Oh, this is not there. That's not there. So being open, dear friends, to possibilities will help us to allow the possibilities to more and more to come into life. Do not conclude it's not necessary, and then always be open, because anything can happen anytime. Can now predict. Third thing is visualizing the future ahead of time. This is the immense amount of mind power that we utilize. That conscious mind has got this visualization capability. So what is the visualization? It is saying that as a human, we have this brilliant and this most powerful capacity given to us to live something and generate the feeling, even though physically we don't experience, we can experience in our mind. We know this. You can experience Himalayas in your mind. You can experience driving a car. You experience being in a big house living. You can experience speaking in front of a lot of people. You can experience you having great amount of joy by going to living with animals and touching them. Or you can experience being with Lord Krishna, Jesus, and then being there, imagining you're there. And imagination is possible, which generates a feeling. Because as you imagine, we can bring all the sensory areas to life. And so the sensory areas are there coming in because you're imagining this great picture, and so then the senses are producing the right level of hormones, so the body feels certain way about their experience. So the idea here is that you live the future ahead of time, whatever you wish to experience. If you can imagine and dream that it is there. Dreaming, we call daydreaming. And we were asked, don't daydream, you're killed, or most of the time. Wrong concept. When we have these dreams, that means you are living the future ahead of time. Then you are sending a signal in the field, because it's all energy, right? And everything is a possibility, is energy. So when you're thinking, your thinking brain is coming up and visualizing that future greatly, as if you are going, as if you're presenting, as if people are coming and then congratulating you. And all of that visualization of the future, if it is there, then of course, then you draw that experience because you're sending exactly that signal for that atoms and molecules and all of them to come together to manifest observation, manifest possibility. Yamati sadatil bhavad. So visualizing the future, dear friends, of the goals, whatever that is I'm seeking. When people visualize and say, yes, I'm connecting with Master, I would like to see Shreyans Dagaji and Shreyans Dagaji showing up somewhere. You suddenly get an opportunity to attend a program. We hear so many times. Intention and then visualization brings these two together intensely. So, but this requires some clarity. What should I do? I seek a lot of money? No, I seek experience with money. What experience I'm seeking? If you have clarity of what experience you seek in your life, then it becomes easy to visualize and bring up the feeling. The essence in visualization is to live your future with a feeling right now. Right now. Can you feel that you're right now stuck in your life in many, many ways? And then people are not helping you, and then finances seem a mess, body is deteriorating. And then so in that situation, can you feel about a future? I said, are you kidding me? How can I feel about the future when I'm feeling so low? Then what is the remedy? Meditation. And you meditate even for those moments of connected from the past. You disengage from the body, and then the thoughts have gone away of that feeling of getting stuck, and people are just pushing me. My parents are telling me, you failed and failed and failed, and so don't do that, do this, do this, do this. And so then I'm enough of it. I feel like running away, and I'm such a feeling low. But meditation helps us to disengage from everything. We are just with ourselves. And so that's why we say at the end of meditation practice, where you're absolutely with yourself, dream about future. Before all that great feeling goes away, the moment you start interacting with the environment, you're going to start walking, and then half an hour later, your body brings that feeling back again and says struggle. So by then, now you're distracted anyway. But then that's why you meditate and then dream and visualize the future. So then you have the ability to think of something new, and then that future with a feeling. You put out a signal once. You do it again tomorrow, do it again day after tomorrow, again and again and again. And then slowly, as you visualize, one thing is happening is our brain learns a new repetition, becomes our new reality. And so if you visualize about a future where you are really going and you are being absolutely successful in whatever that you're doing and thinking of, and you do it over and over and over again, our brain learns and makes it a new habit. It goes into the subconscious, visualization being done multiple times, goes into the subconscious and becomes a new reality. Even though there is a challenge in the body, the new reality is saying that you are absolutely free and then walking. And so suddenly, our subconscious brings that memory to you and then moves you into new things, helps you go away from the physical pain into a hopeful new future. So visualization is a powerful concept to reprogram ourselves. So this is the third thing. When you live the future ahead of time, when you gain clarity, it requires a lot of reading, knowing, listening and reading autobiographies, tuning into yourself. What is it I want? Meditation helps a great deal. Wisdom helps a great deal. Fourth thing, dear friends, is reprogramming limitations. There are so many limiting beliefs. It's impossible for my body to heal. My husband, impossible. I don't think he'll ever change. Belief. Look at the statement. My spouse is just all the time nagging, and I don't think. I was so fearful. They're so fearful that I just cannot even seem to get out of this place because they're so fearful. They don't hold me. Now, if thoughts create reality, and if I carry such beliefs, the thing with the limiting beliefs, my body won't heal, my life is like this, I don't have money. And when you have all these beliefs, and I have to sleep for 8 hours, Oh my God, I didn't have great food the last 5 years. 5 days I'm just eating fatty food. That's why I'm gaining fat. Oh, this is going to get really bad for my heart and this and that. When you associate things like this, and if thoughts create reality without associating any reason, I'm going to have it's bad for my health. You use this word bad for my health. Put a lot of emotion to it. So that means an emotion is 5,000 times more powerful than a thought. And not only saying it's bad for my health, it's saying with a lot of emotion. That means sending a powerful signal, telling that it's bad for my health. That means you are drawing a bad health experience into life just by saying it and feeling it. Forget about the reason, what the reason may be. The reason now is a belief. So then the belief is triggering a specific behavior because they're associated together in subconscious programmatically. But if thoughts create reality, and then just by moving into a new future and say, and no matter what, my body knows how to heal. My body's biggest pharmaceutical machine produces things, and so it'll take care of itself, and I'm all right. If that person who has this belief is greatly living a life, a different life. Those have the other belief because they watch TV, they think that, okay, these experts are there to all the time telling is right. And so then that is true. Everybody talks about their own experience. So an expert is talking for their experience. Thinking makes it so. If you believe so, that is true. Experiment, because deep inside we are simply energy. That's the scientific basis. The physical experience is only through observation. Otherwise, the energy become matter. So what are we talking about? Then the matter is only going to be further influenced to another thing because we believe in it, dear friends. Mind to matter book has to be understood. This strong linking from physical to physical has to be dissociated. The beliefs will shatter slowly when you listen to others' experience of how they're living. It's not the cheese producing my fat. It's not this that's producing the fat in the body. That's not what causing this, my blocks in my heart. Our blocks in my heart will get caused when your heart is closed. If you don't have openness towards life, and you always think that, okay, oh, I'm safe, thank you. And then you just immediately draw in to take care of only your people and then not opening your heart. Of course, that heart has got a problem. If you change that thinking there, and the heart will open up, then the heart will be great. Till the time it requires to be great, it'll be great. Now, artist blocks are there, and so then I have to go and then do something physically. Okay, do it now for the deteriorate. Now, suddenly you're told, don't walk anywhere, don't move anywhere. It just have to be, don't do anything. Life becomes now, if there's no action in life because you're told you can't walk, you can't run, you can't do anything, you can't climb. What life will be there then? After going through some operation physically, rather than fixing the root cause, becoming more heartful, becoming more loving, kind, I have something I share. And then help see others also lit up their faces. And then give. Instead of then I'll do this, then of course, then heart will have a problem. So the limiting beliefs, dear friends, that many are there saying that age is what is causing me, and my food is causing this, my people are causing this, all are limitations that are deeply there as truths. The difference between limiting belief and a negative thought is that a negative thought is produced greatly by the limiting belief in there subconsciously as a truth. I mean, what are you telling my family? Like, no way they're going to agree. This is a statement people tell me. Discuss. They say, you put your thought and think and think and then think, it's release a thought that they will change, meditate, increase their energy and release it, communicate. I don't think you understand it. My family is just impossible to change. They're just there. So this is how we conclude. So that's the truth. So not ready to accept, to change something. So the limiting beliefs are truths that we're not ready to accept to change. We don't have, not ready to accept. The only way, dear friends, and how it changes is that we got to more meditation, and then most importantly, we have to keep talking and meeting people, listening to others' experiences, those who have crossed over them. When they crossed over them, they become inspiration. If they can do it, I can do it. You mean when I have so many losses, how can you even have a greater business now? Everything is going down. It's not possible. You find examples where within deep losses, somebody has just come out and emerged out. And so then you know that, oh, that's happened there, I can do it. So limiting beliefs can be broken when we read, when we listen, when we meet people who have solved those. Meditation brings all of them come together for us because you have a noble intention to change. The last thing, dear friends, is acceptance. When limiting beliefs are changed, many negative thoughts disappear. Many limited thoughts disappear. I can't do it goes away. This is because of luck goes away. Luck is a word we use when we can't explain things. Then if we understand reincarnation, if we understand law of cause and effect, nobody uses concept of luck. Only when we don't understand, we use the word luck, and we continue to the word luck. You're lucky. I'm unlucky, you're lucky. Because we didn't have sufficient understanding. What does that do? That word, I'm unlucky, makes us feel helpless. Feel like somebody is overriding me, there's nothing I can do because I'm unlucky. So withdraw. Is that where we want to be? If thoughts create reality, my past might be causing this to me today because I chose to experience something. First of all, go into the acceptance of it. And second, do we have the ability to change? Of course we have the ability to change. It is not written, all old concepts. We wrote our plan. We designed our plan. 10 years ago, my definition of a life is that, okay, I need to have some nice home. I need to have, a good set of circle of friends. And this is all I want to do, nothing more. That is my definition of life. Now, later, as you understood, you're expanding, isn't it? You change your plan. 10 years ago, you had one plan for you. And then 5 years later, you had another plan for you. If that is possible, then why can't my plan from my past can be changed? Lack of understanding. If I designed and came with a fate, the fate is your plan you've written, and so then you change it. But first go into the acceptance, say, what is my plan? Why am I failing in my business again and again? Or maybe because your business is not what you want to do. Your plan is to actually go and then do this great plantation in this area. Instead, you're trying to go into business because everybody around you are doing business, making money. Or everybody's doing business and getting all these awards and rewards, and they feel, pulled towards it. But instead, maybe you are to go into those remote areas and then do some plantation work, do something soil work, who knows? Listen, tune in, and then accept. So then acceptance here, dear friends, is to see whatever is coming into your life, look into it rather than resist it. It might have been coming through a plan from a past life. It might have been coming because of your past thinking in this life. I'm visualizing for future. I want to heal, but for 10 years you've been telling yourself, when you're telling everybody visited you and say, doctors told me, and then my body is always telling me that everything is not going to be, this will never heal at all. I'm going to be my bowel syndrome. They told me 1 in a million have it and there's no cure. And so I'm that 1 in a million. And so there's no cure for me. This is going to be like this. And I'm going to be like this forever. And you kept imagining how it's going to be so bad in the last 10 years, living this condition. So then my future right now, even though I'm changing to visualize differently, you have to give it a little bit of time to change. Like right now, I'm still feeling that bowel syndrome is causing me problems. I started visualizing for last 2 months. I started thinking positively last 2 months. I'm meditating, but it's not changing. Give it some time. For 20 years, you created a negative reality. So can you not wait a little more patiently for 1 year, 2 years, 3 years? Why can't you wait? Accept current situation in whichever way. Challenge moves me into greatness. Accept it. My current is based on yesterday's thought. Accept it. It is perhaps part of my design. Let me look into it, accept it. Whichever way, come into acceptance. A meditation moves us into an introspection and so helps us to accept. You accept, then you are in coherence. That means you are back in frequency, in step, lockstep barrel with the field. You're not resisting, you are in the same coherent frequency. And so then you can think, you can imagine about right thing for the future. If I'm resisting an experience, I cannot think of a better future. So then you only can think of a negative future if you're resisting an experience. If you're in acceptance, that's why we call it manifestation. Manifestation happens best when you're happy in the moment. Happy in the moment, you're coherent in the body and brain, you're coherent with the field. Then whatever you think, it's drawing the future greatly. So dear friends, this step is all encompassed as entire spirituality. Simply accept, yes. So, but however, and this comes with a lot of meditation wisdom, right? So the 5 sutras, then we put them together, drive towards right thinking. That's what I want us to tell. And then drive us towards taking that openness to possibility. Means we are saying, even though it looks very difficult right now, but something miraculous can happen. The consciousness, you don't know how things can happen, it can still bring something towards us, right? The unexpected happens. The uncommon is the experience. That's openness to possibility. So that's where we are allowing the soul power or the power of consciousness to play to us. We are focused, we are being open, so the power of consciousness can allow certain miraculous things that we don't expect to show up, right? You know, your boss has told you that no way I'm going to give you increment. It's all closed. Increment is not there. And then so they said nothing is gone. It is given to somebody. So you don't have any increment. Now the somebody can potentially leave in a week or a month from the company. So then what does company do? They'll give you increment. That's impossible. Miraculously happens. If we conclude, so that's where the consciousness always comes in and then gives miraculous possibilities. So visualizing the future, and so future visualization is our power, mind power. Utilize it. Openness to possibilities is soul power. For that, our analytical mind has to become zero. Zero analytical mind. Logical mind has to get subdued and then rest it and when it's not required. Right? When it's not required, when it's required, use logical mind. You've got a lot of data and then trying to come to a conclusion or a decision. Okay, apply logical mind there. But then once that is over, like I said, when you have prepared 80%, 20% not there, don't apply logical mind and say, the last 10 times they only ask for a question on that 20%, so they're going to ask me not on that. That's logical mind, unnecessary logical mind. Drop that. So drop that. So openness to possibility means all this unnecessary logical mind has to be dropped. Meditation helps us to do that. Instead, that's also opposite of that. Then we allow the consciousness to speak to us. Future visualization, mind power, limiting beliefs, reprogramming is essentially most of the negative thought comes from here. Chitta is this. The ground of all thinking comes from there. The beliefs. How I think of my finances, my health, my people around me, a situation, the company, all of that is my belief about my religion, my culture. My religion said, my culture said this, don't do it. So that's what brings the thought around it. Look into the beliefs and then reprogram them. Otherwise, all thought is thinking is here from negative thinking. Limited thinking is from there. And so we change them. Meditation helps us as it drops the analytical mind, it access to the subconscious. Our 40-day program goes in a very, very structured way, layering one after the other, talking about all these scientific concepts. All right, the next one starting from March 17th as a free program, as a public program. While in our application and app, there'll be a 40-day program very soon be available for one to go and then start the journey, self-paced journey anytime. But as a public program is March 17th, the next 40-day, where we talk about scientific understanding step by step, right? And the last thing, dear friends, is acceptance is a highest amount of spiritual living. Spiritual living, it comes from meditation, comes from all this understanding. It's not that easy, it's not that difficult. This simple meditation is making us simply go into acceptance as it, because it allows us to connect with everyone. And it's a lot of conflicts, a lot of things, and it helps us to feel I'm complete. When these two are there, then we accept and experience that we are in outer life. So 5 sutras are a great way to channelize our thinking and to draw the power of soul into us. And so then we consistently manifest things that we want. There are further nuances of not feeling about time and space, disassociating from time and space. We have to go beyond time and space to see this truly happen to us, right? So thank you. And the detail of this, we talked about in one lecture about half an hour or 40 minutes, but the detail of it in about 15, 16 hours in a workshop, in a program, a course in our app called Elevate Your Energy. One can enroll to it and then go through it with meditations about each of the steps in that course. And then we do this once in a quarter, free and live. Then in the course, I think in the program is you can enroll into it. Either way is fine, right? Thank you all. And yes, any announcements, Baljit?
Yes, sir. We have a book club today. The book is Breaking the Habit of Being Yourself by Dr. Joe Dispenza. And there will be 2 batches. The first batch is from 8:15 a.m. to 9:15 a.m. IST. The second batch is 8 p.m. to 9 p.m. IST. So please join whatever batch suits your schedule. And then we also have 3-hour intensive meditation, full moon meditation tonight. Please join. This is a very, very powerful meditation, and I think the best way to manifest anything. Right, sir?
You got it. When I use word meditation for every sutra, then the more you do, the more you're tuning into these possibilities. Yes. Okay. So thank you, dear friends. So we will cycle back again tomorrow. Thank you.
Thank you.
Gratitude before me, gratitude behind me, gratitude to the left of me, gratitude to the right of me, gratitude above me, gratitude below me, gratitude within me, gratitude all around me. I'm so grateful, I'm so grateful, I'm so grateful, I'm so grateful.